were restrained, and it wasn't violence. The violence was coming from these protesters that they eventually kicked out. Some they couldn't even kick out. They were locking arms and they were yelling probably 60% of Trump's, of his speech. I mean, he ignored them, and he turned around and addressed them a couple times, but he, for the most part, ignored them, which is not really portrayed in the media. So that was my perception, man. I was very, very shocked that in the disingenuous perception of Donald Trump and these followers being these hateful people. You know, I had no problems with when I was there. I'm an African-American man. I had no problems with people going against me and trying to hurt me and want to kick me out because I'm not doing nothing. No, these people were acting fools. Some of them were most of them were African-Americans acting a fool. I'm talking about cussing and screaming and getting in people's faces, acting a fool. That's what these people were doing. I'm talking about tackling people. It was a guy trying to walk up the staircase. They were grabbing his legs. I mean, it was a crap show. I'm surprised that people weren't. I thought at some point it was going to be a full-fledged riot because these people were acting so outrageous until you were just thinking that somebody was going to lose their temper and it was going to be a full brawl. Or like somebody was going to run up on me and just punch me in the head because they're trying to prove a point about Donald Trump. That's how crazy this stuff was. And I didn't feel safe sometimes. I was a little nervous. I was watching my back like, I don't know what these fools gonna do in here, man. And they were crazy. They didn't have nothing to do with Trump's followers. These other people who I was really, really feeling uneasy with, man. I thought I was gonna have to punch a couple people in self-defense. I thought I was gonna have to punch a couple people, honest to God truth. So that's my take on it. I'm very shocked. I gain a lot of respect for Donald Trump. And I think that if you want to know the truth about stuff, you got to examine. You got to physically show up. You show up to events and you'll get a perspective of what's really going on, and you don't have to listen to what anybody else says. I wish that the Ku Klux Klan hat guy gets in the media. I wish the guy who got his butt kicked because he spit on somebody or assaulted somebody and lost the fight, I hope he get it. And I hope that there's a picture of this mother covering her kid's ears and walking them away because these people are yelling F Donald Trump, sticking their fingers up and yelling and screaming Black Lives Matter. I hope that the media captures that. I hope that they capture the disclaimer that these followers are not to assault these people. I hope they capture the disclaimer that Donald Trump reserved the right to kick these people out because he has fully rented out the venue and it's a private event. I hope they show all these people at the front door blocking thousands of people from coming in and blocking their freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. I hope that the media captures that and give it a fresh shake. I don't know what other events were like, but this was an eye-opening experience for me. I did not expect these people to be that crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy in there. And these protesters were extremely crazy. And of course, when they walked them out, they putting their hands up and acting like they're getting drugged or something. These people were really acting a fool. So, I mean, they were acting up so much. There was people in the crowd yelling at the police to tell them to go do something. And, you know, these people don't understand that, yeah, all the cops run up over there and then they leave this whole bottom part open. I mean, what are you going to do? And you know for a fact they'll be on CNN if they get to pulling on somebody too hard because they only going to capture the second half of it. They're not going to capture the first part where the person spitting and yelling in people's faces. So I think the officers did a great job. I mean, phenomenal job by the various people who were there, especially Tucson Police Department did a great job. At maintaining control. There was no real serious physical injury other than that guy who got his butt kicked because he started the fight and lost. So that's my take. God bless you guys. I hope you have a good, wonderful day.